Hey there. Yesterday went pretty well with wiring up the up there to my wife's chicken coop. I got beat there a little bit off the start and didn't have a good understanding what was happening. So by the time I did get that all figured out, it was getting pretty late in the evening. So I didn't. After supper, we went back up, just gathered up a few more things that we needed for today, and then I'm just gonna head up there. We're on day 3. This was gonna be a quick 2-part electrical addition, but it ended up being like stretching over 3 days, which, you know, pretty much always happens out here. Now I got power to that barn, I got power to this pole, I got power to that barn. Next is going from that barn to the chicken coop, and then I'll be done. My wife just went down to look in the shop. We need to get a couple plugins to put in here for this water, and we rigged a light up so when the heater on the water turns on, it turns the light on also, so we can tell from the yard if the water is working in the winter. It's kind of handy that way. And then you have a light in here too. So right now I'm going to take the backhoe over, climb up. I got to put that insulator on the chicken coop, stretch that wire around, and then hook that up. So I finally got the last of the wires hooked up. I'm sure I have power everywhere. My wife's just gonna run down and flip the breaker on at the pump house, and with any luck, that light should turn on. I think she had it on. I'm not exactly sure how they have this wired, but maybe he didn't wire it right. Go check somewhere else here. Turn it on! She claims it's on, and we got no power still, so. Okay, so I got the cover off up there. I'm pretty sure I had it figured out what was wrong, so my wife just went back down to flip the power back on, and hopefully, light should work. Okay! Uh-oh. What does that mean? I can hear that sparking in there, so I have a feeling it's just on the verge of exploding. I'll have a look. I don't know, is power supposed to make noise or what? Any electricians out there? Anyways, we get some high-tech spark in here. And I always say this, right? You know, when I did that, well, pretty much when I have any minor success, and you know, I can imagine electricians are like, we do that in a few minutes. What took you like 3 days of thinking? You know, I don't care. I'm not an electrician. And the other thing is too, like, we're salvage artists here, so all this stuff, I mean, that's like 25 years old, 30 years old, been out in the elements. And you know what? Take it apart, clean it up, make sure the screws are there, Google how it's even supposed to work. You save yourself a bunch of money. Hey, so I think we finally got it. We've been rained out a couple times today, but gonna do a quick look here. So yeah, great. That light's on up there in this barn. When we started here, we just had power coming to the corner, up, and then we had actually just an extension cord stretched over to a 2x6 sticking out of the ground. That was okay for a couple years, but we did always wanted to get it back to the way it was. This was all wired. What had happened is when we were cleaning up, we had a fire underneath the power pole, underneath the power line, and the heat actually melted it, so the line broke and then everything fell down. We realized just actually how decrepit most of the stuff was. But anyways, there's power here to the barn now. I see my light is on up on top of the pole. That light's the one that tells us if the water is on or off. So my wife just turned the power on, and it's I don't know exactly what I have the thermostat set to on that water, but it would definitely be on because it is kind of chilly. So, but yeah, the light's up there. and it's on. Then we put that pole in. Now over to this other barn. Make sure the lights are still on there. And it looks to me like they are. So this barn has power again. Last stop is a chick coop. And boom. Power everywhere. So I think that's pretty successful for 0 days in an electrical classroom. I'm pretty happy with all that. Hey, good evening. I just finished supper. I'm going to this fan belt on this backhoe has been squealing for quite some time. The fan belt broke in the spring, I guess, when my dad was using this to clean some grain. And I never had a fan belt, but we have a lot of miscellaneous belts around here. So I found one that was the right length, but it wasn't a fan belt. So it sort of worked, but like I say, because it's the wrong application, it's not right width and stuff like that. It was only the right length, so it went around all the pulleys. So what you end up with is, I will show you quick here. So that's the belt slipping. It's actually it's only actually driving the fan right now. It's slipping so bad that it's not even driving the alternator. So the backhoe's not even charging. So I'm quite impressed with the battery. It's been starting for the last few days. So it must be, maybe it's just maintaining. I don't know, but it's definitely not getting up to 14 volts or whatever. So it isn't charging the battery. But I do got the new belt now, so I'm going to do that tonight before I go in. It's only, it's not that late. I think it's only 9 o'clock or something. So I've done this a couple times before. It's a little bit unhandy, but it's not that hard to do. So I'll do that, and then that'll be it for today. One thing me and Teddy, we wanted to mention too, if anybody's looking for shop tunes, if you don't like Tim Huss, then I guess you're hopeless. So there's a hydraulic pump right there. 2 bolts really is all that it is. Loosen those off, slide it back, manipulate the belt to get it around all that, put the new one on. Pretty simple stuff. Smooth, narrow. Doesn't work for a fan belt. Cogged, quite a bit wider. So reassembly and go from there. Better just go and make sure I get Tim turned back up so I can really jam out while I fix the backhoe. So that's pretty crazy. I'm assuming the last couple times I did the fan belt on this, I never did have the right belt. And if you have the wrong belt, it's way easier to put it on than if you have the right belt. So if you're like whipping through a project and you're just like, you're going full steam, you're like, you're like, oh, I got this, this is easy. Odds are you probably have the wrong belt. If you get the right belt, you're gonna be slowed down because it just seems that it's maybe a little shorter, a little wider, a little harder to get in the spots. But anyways, I did get it on. Just gonna button it up here now. Seems to be stuff dripping out. That's okay. It's an old backhoe. So like I said, I'm gonna hop in here now, fire it up. So this voltmeter here should be up in the green there somewhere when I fired this up. When I drove it in here, it was barely in the yellow, so I'm assuming it means it wasn't spinning the alternator fast enough. So we'll give her a go. And now also when I shut it off, there shouldn't be that squealing of the fan slipping through the belt. All in all, pretty good day. So yeah, anybody out there hobby farming away, or you know, just anybody in general, take a whack at some of this stuff yourself. You don't always gotta phone an expert. Lots of this stuff is definitely possible to do by yourself. So to everybody who keeps watching, thank you for that. Any new people, thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to, if you're enjoying these videos, click the like button and click that subscribe button. I don't even know what it does. I just see other people saying to click it, so do that. And we'll see you tomorrow.